Eugene Segovia here with EZStudRacks. I'm back with another notch out. A little nicer wall than in the garage last time. Homeowner called and said, I just need a little bit of storage in my utility room to store some of the stuff that was cluttered up on the counter. This time we used a Dremel tool with this little gadget on the end. We used that to notch everything out. We use 1x10s, 1x8s, depends on whatever you're storing. We cut shelves to custom fit. That's why I always recommend always wait to cut your shelves. Now remember, the key to organization, one row deep storage. If you do more than one row, you're just gonna eventually get cluttered up. You use an item, that one spot where it came from, you're always gonna have that tendency to put it back. Anyway, check out the rest of the video. Oh, don't forget to hit that little subscribe button down there so you can get some more helpful tips from this guy, Easy Stud. Stop letting clutter stress you out. Hit that subscribe button and don't forget that little bell icon so you don't miss out on ways to get organized and stay organized. I got Jalen here today and what's that cat's name?
Cat.
Katniss. Today we got a call from a homeowner. They said, can you help me out here? What can we do with this EZStudRacks? I don't have a lot of room in my utility room, but I do have a wall, a blank wall. They want storage right here. So today's goal is to put all this stuff. So as I'm looking at these items, you know, that can get stored like that. It's gonna be a 1x8 shelf. That maybe a 1x8. These little guys, 1x6 shelf. I had all these little gadgets right here. Can go on a 1x4 shelf. This guy can go on a 1x4 shelf. So the goal is to get all this stuff off the counter. Bring up a lot more room. Let's go down here and open this side and see what's in here. Okay, there's a lot of junk, there's a lot of stuff in here that we can store too. So that's what we got. So the goal is one row deep storage. So when you look at that item, you use it, you always put it back. Don't forget the links to all these little things that I'm using, all these little tools. Go to the description and you'll see. There is that little triangle looking thing that you gotta hit and then it expands. And please comment, let me know if there's any other ideas, any other things you want me to try out. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna just notch this sheetrock wall out. You see other videos where I've done it, but this time we're gonna do something different. Hope there's some studs in there. I gotta get the stud finder. Let's find a stud. Let's focus, focus. Sometimes I wonder why I don't involve kids.
Right here. And
Okay, first of all, when you use a stud finder, look, you gotta put it on the wall, push it, push the button, and then when it beeps, then move it over. That's an edge. So let's see. Let's find out where the other one goes. Here. So we got a stud here and a stud here. See if there's any electrical wires coming down. Oh yeah. See that right there? Since there's a wire, we're gonna do this a little different this time. This time, we're gonna use the zip bit by RotoZip and this little guy that attaches to a Dremel. Speaking of Dremel, I got this guy too on Amazon. I like buying cases, things that come in cases. And Dremel did a really good job with this one. And this case has everything. It's got a little spot for everything. Everything's got a little picture on it, tells you what goes where. So when you use it, you know exactly where to put it back. And if something's missing, am I still zoomed in? Still look good? I mean, I always look good. They'll edit it out, I think. So with this Dremel tool, we'll take this little cap out, and when I take the cap off, it has a spot you can put it in right here too. Isn't that cool? So this guy, the end right here, doesn't cut. So it's kind of a guide. So as we start cutting the sheetrock, once it hits the 2x4, it'll stop. Oops. You know, if we're doing this thing with the kids, record it. I mean, this is what makes things fun. What are you doing?
oh, I'm sorry.
So this guy, you just gotta unscrew this, stick it in, and then use this tool to tighten it. Like that. This guy screws on like that. It has this little guy right here that unscrews, and you can move this guy in and out. So see when you go in, makes longer. I see the mark right here. So I know that this little area here, I'm just gonna put a little hole in it. That little hole is gonna help me figure out how deep I need to go. Watch this. Okay. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this guy and just at the very end, good night, I need my glasses. So I'm gonna just bend it down like this. And then, it's hard to see that, but I got a hole in here and I'm just sticking this guy in, coming back, pulling out till it stops, and then I come out like this. And then I'll take the tape measure. By the way, this is a great tape measure. It's got numbers on both sides. You can see my video up here. Where's it over here? Anyway, over here where I went to hardware store and I did a little thing on tape measures and wood. Let's see here. If I measure, it says about a 1/2 inch. So that sheetrock is a 1/2 inch. So we'll go in and we're gonna make this guy 1/2 inch. To the top, you gotta make sure you do it to where you still have those little blades that cut. If you set the very tip of this guy to about, if you do 1 inch, you should be safe. You can go as deep as you want, but if you do have some electrical wires in there, you don't want to be tearing that electrical wire up. Not to mention get shocked and probably die. You can't have that happening. Are you okay? Are you okay? Am I really close?
No. Now you're really close.
So I recommend when you're using this thing, if you're not worried about the dust, say you're out in the garage and all that, then just go, blow and go. Since we're in a utility room, I don't like to throw a lot of dust everywhere. So as I'm cutting, I'm gonna have somebody holding this vacuum. Actually, I could probably hold the vacuum. I am multi-talented. So let's see if I can do this. How you turn this thing on?
You hit the on button?
Nope.
The on button.
It doesn't go anymore. It's stuck right there, so I'll just come down. Woo. As you can see, as I'm cutting, I'm just pushing it up against the stud. Now, I didn't quite have to start all the way over there, but that's easy to cover up since you're gonna have a bunch of stuff in the way. So we'll continue going down. I got permission to go all the way down and all the way up, but I'll stick to about, say 12 inches off the ground. Let's just say 10 inches. That way, when you need to sweep, you can easily sweep underneath there. We're gonna do fast motion. There we go. Before I knock it all down and get dust everywhere, I'm gonna vacuum. Okay, so let's take this guy out. Look at that. Ooh, look at all those electrical wires. So this is why I like using this guy. If you try to saw, can you imagine? You're coming in here and hitting this stuff. This guy only goes in so far. And as it's going, but look how nice and clean that came out. So what we got here is we got electrical wires. So let's see, what are we gonna do here? What are we gonna do? This one is no big deal. I'm just gonna put a EZStudRack and then a shelf right above it. I'm just gonna put a shelf right above it. This wire here, I'm gonna disconnect it here and I'm gonna push it to the back. So there are two things we can do. We can put an EZStudRack all the way to the back like that and then cover this, but I just like using the EZStudRack and covering it like that. So that kind of looks really clean. Remember, this is just a utility room. This electrical wire, we're just gonna have to push back like this and then I'll nail it to the back to get it out of the way. So that's what we're gonna do. So we're just gonna nail this guy like that. Now let's see if I can do this without smashing my finger. That'll hold it in place. Ah, it's my finger! Okay. We'll just put one nail in it. There you go. That's just to keep it in place. All right, so installing EZStudRacks. If you go to the video up here, I'll pop it up. How to install it takes 5 minutes. Yeah, go look at that video and you can see how easy it is to install these guys. I won't get into all the little details. I'm just going to be putting them up, blowing and going. Voila. We did not use the sheetrock as a backdrop. This gained an extra ½ an inch of storage space. God, dog it, you scared me. Today, we notched out another sheetrock. This time it was in a utility room. So we did, how many EZStudRacks did we use here? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 EZStudRacks. So as you know, packages come in 8. So if you were to put a dollar value, $30 worth of EZStudRacks. Now remember, the key to organization, 1 row deep storage. Whoa. You use an item and you're always gonna put it back in the same spot. 1 row deep storage. If you do more than 1 row, you're just going to eventually get cluttered up. Stuff that you don't use a lot, we'll put up here. You might need a step ladder to get up to it, but it's out of the way. Also, if you notice, we used 1x10s, 1x8s, 1x4s, and the stuff up high, 6 on top, and 1x10. Oh, don't forget to hit that little subscribe button down there so you can get some more helpful tips from this guy, EZStud.